William. Hey,
Yeah.
William. Hey, so you know how everyone
Yeah.
hated X-Men: The Last Stand?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So what if for Dark Phoenix, we got the guy that wrote X-Men: The Last Stand to come and direct Dark Phoenix?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Did you read? Did you look at the credits for this sequence? I
I
looked it up.
didn't. I
The
didn't
guy
at all. No.
who wrote the script for Last Stand, right? He directed this
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh my God, what is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. Wait, so you know everyone
Why?
hated this movie, right? He was like, yeah.
Okay, that's so odd. Wait, that's not even the movie we're supposed to be talking about.
I was so fucking. I looked at the credit. I was like, how did this movie did so terrible? I was like, how did they mess it up? I looked at the credits, right, and they got the guy who did Last Stand to come back to do Dark Phoenix. I was like, oh, that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah. So
mean,
hey, yeah.
what? I mean, I don't know. Fox has just kind of been shit with it. With how
Don't
they
worry, don't
treated
worry,
X-Men.
don't worry. Wait. This is the greatest. This is the cherry on top. This is the best way to end the X-Men franchise. All right.
Uh,
Even though technically there is still one movie left in the X-Men franchise that is probably never gonna get released at this point.
okay. Jesus, dude.
Well, I wonder when do you think they're actually gonna release New Mutants at this point? Do you think New Mutant is never gonna be released at this point?
I mean, it'll probably be released digitally. I don't see it like if
At this
they
point,
plan on releasing early.
at this point, they should just release this movie digitally. This movie's been finished for like 3 years now. They don't want to release it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it's this thing. You know, you got to deal with it. Uh,
At,
God, I don't know.
upcoming.
It's a
I went to
mess.
the Wikipedia page for the X-Men series, and it says upcoming film, New Mutants. Filming
Okay.
completed in July 2017. Jesus Christ.
God,
All right. Okay. Enough about you. All right. Hey, we're talking about Dark Phoenix.
we're not talking about Dark Phoenix.
Oh, sorry. We're talking about. Oh, hold on. We gotta by the official title: X-Men: Dark Phoenix.
No, we're not talking about Dark Phoenix.
What do you mean? What are we talking about?
What are we supposed to do? Call of the Wild?
Wait, no, wait. Are we doing
That's
Dark Phoenix today?
today. That's what.
Oh, I thought we were
Damn
talking about Dark
it! Because I didn't
Phoenix.
see Dark Phoenix yet.
Oh, I thought you saw Dark Phoenix.
I didn't see Dark Phoenix. I'm talking about the Call of the Wild.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at the schedule real quick. Were we supposed to do Dark Phoenix on the
Dark
wall
Phoenix
today?
is Friday.
Oh, fuck. We just have to give some unusable footage.
No, we're using it. We're keeping all that in. They're gonna see how terrible we are all are. Okay.
Wait, so I thought this was the Dark Phoenix spoiler cast. I rewatched Dark
It's not the
Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix one.
Hey, William, welcome to the Call of the Wild spoiler cast. We're talking about Call of the Wild.
This is such a mess, Austin.
I legitimately thought we were talking about Dark Phoenix for some reason. Hold on.
Oh my god. We were talking about the Call of the Wild for a bit now, and then for some reason we're in Dark Phoenix territory. I don't understand how that happened at all.
Alright.
I thought you were making a bit. I legit thought you were making a bit at the ending because, or not the ending, at the beginning because it's like, oh yeah, the Dark Phoenix, and that was gonna be your pull in for like the next one while we talk about the Call of the Wild or some
Oh, okay,
shit.
no, here, William. No, William, this is my opening line for Call of the Wild then. Okay, hey, William.
No, you already did the opening line. We're keeping it, okay?
No, this is the second opening line, alright? That was the prelude,
Oh my God.
alright? This is
Okay.
that was the prelude, alright? It's like
Uh-huh.
it's like in Call of the Wild how there's a prelude before Call of the Wild. William.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
William,
Okay.
what's up?
Uh-huh.
Hey.
Oh God.
So
Yeah, sure.
so you know what's okay?
No,
Virtual
I don't know.
dogfighting, CGI dogfighting is okay.
Hey,
Than real
hey
life
man,
dogfighting.
no real animals were harmed in making this production. Okay,
That's
because
right.
they're all
That's
fake.
right.
They're all fake. They're all
I think
they're all
I think
dead.
Michael Vick would have not have been caught if he just used CGI dogs. All right.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, that's everything is CGI except for like the people in the sets.
No, hey, wait. Do you know what wasn't CGI? Harrison Ford's paycheck from this movie.
God, okay, how much did he get?
Hold on. What was the budget of this movie, real quick?
The budget was like
125
or 150 million.
Okay, 120 million. That was his paycheck.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can believe it. God, dude.
Okay. Alright, so we're talking about Call of the Wild, right? Hey, well, this movie was not what I was expected because this is based on a book, and I don't read books because reading is for nerds, right?
Okay.
So I wasn't expecting this movie to be set in like 1915 or some depressing era. Okay, for some reason, from all the trailer footage I saw of this movie, I thought it was just set in modern day, and Harrison Ford was just an old man living in the woods. That's literally what I thought this movie was about.
How did you get that at all? How did you get that at all from the trailers? I did not get a sense of that at all.
Because the trailer didn't show anything to indicate it was set like in 1953 or whatever.
It showed a Southern family.
That doesn't mean anything.
Southern family.
I just thought that's how all people in the South looks like.
That's not how all people in the South look like. You got them looking rich as fuck because they had plantations
white people.
and shit and you got racism. They had racism.
I thought that's what the South looks like right now.
No,
I thought this was a movie set in modern day.
No. You see, they're all modern racists now.
Oh,
that's how it is. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Also just to say, I have nothing against the Southerns. Okay, just don't bring your pitchforks.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but but that's the thing.
I legitimately didn't realize this movie was set in like 1855.
It wasn't 1855. It was like.
Well, I'm just gonna change the date every time I talk about this movie. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Look, it's like the 1890s. Okay.
You're right. So Call of the Wild was not what I was expecting because I didn't read the source novel for this because the book came out 200 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you go ahead and talk about the plot because it's been a bit.
All right. Okay, so basically the movie Call of the Wild, not Dark Phoenix. Jesus Christ!
It's such a mess. It's such a mess.
What a mess it was. So basically, the movie is based around how apparently Harrison Ford is a god or something in this movie because he seems to know the life of the dog before he met the dog somehow. I don't understand how any of this works. I don't understand how he was able to monologue everything in this movie when he died and before he met the dog. Before he met the dog Buck. I think Harrison Ford is just an omniscient force in this movie, and he's somehow God. So the movie's based on this douchebag dog named Buck who causes problem for everyone. So literally the first 10 minutes of this movie is just him causing trouble, and then he gets kidnapped because people kidnapped dogs back then apparently.
Yeah, I mean I could see that happening honestly. He's a big dog, and for what they're going to use him for, I could see why.
Yeah, and I guess the family that he got kidnapped never bothered doing anything about that. So it was like, so you could literally just cut out the entire first act or the first 10 minutes of this movie, and then nothing would have changed. You literally could have just started this movie. You literally could just show him being in Antarctica or whatever.
No, it's not. First of all, it's not the Antarctic. They're going to Alaska. I don't see how it's Alaska. It's not even Antarctica. It's not at the bottom of the world. Nobody lives there, Austin.
William, in 1758, right? People didn't know the difference between Antarctica and Alaska. Okay, they were all the same.
They're not all the same. They even knew. Okay, God damn it.
No, they didn't. But not in 1312. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will make
the
but I do I do want to I do want to make the argument that I would say that's kind of necessary if only to show how spoiled he was because that's like a thing, it's to show like his like he started here and then you get the growth later on, right? Mm-hmm. So I know you could say like, I mean to be fair you could have started with a monologue saying he was spoiled but now he's here, but like it's better to just show rather than tell,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he gets kidnapped all the way to Alaska, and then and then he meets Harrison Ford, who then leaves for like 20 more minutes of this movie. Well, this movie had Harrison Ford all over the face of this movie, but he doesn't show up until like 2/3 of the movie.
I mean, he shows up in the beginning, but then disappears for like a good, I don't know, 30. How long is this movie? How long is this movie? Do you know the running time?
100 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost like a good 2 hours, but like
he literally just disappears. Like I was like, I literally thought this movie because the only thing I went into this movie knowing that Harrison Ford was in this movie, but he literally does not show up until like it. He literally he makes a cameo appearance at the beginning and then he disappears for 30 minutes of the movie. I was like, oh,
I think it was longer than 30 minutes, right?
Oh, probably.
I want to say it was. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Harrison Ford literally just disappeared. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, Harrison Ford is not even here now anymore. Okay, cool. I was like, oh, okay, neat. Yeah, so he gets kidnapped. He gets and then he becomes a sled dog at this point. He becomes a sled dog, but he's a rambunctious sled dog. He's rambunctious, right? So he doesn't want to be a sled dog. So he fights against the pack or whatever, or the lead or whatever. Or whatever, right? So yeah, so then he does their sled dog route or whatever the fuck, and then one day he decides, hey, I want to be the leader of the sled dog now. He's like, so I'm gonna challenge the current leader of the sled dog team. I think his name was Spaz or Spam Ham or something like that. He's like, I'm gonna challenge you. What?
You're talking about it's Spitz. It's Spitz.
Yeah. Spam Ham. He challenged the leader.
What kind of dog is named Spaz? Why would you name a dog Spaz?
Look, you can name a dog whatever you want because it's a dog, all right? It doesn't know the concept of words. It only knows the concept of the whip.
God damn it! I guess I can't argue. Guess I can't argue with that.
Yeah, so he challenged Sprinkler for dominance of the pack, but he gets his ass kicked like the funniest thing ever. He literally just got his ass kicked as soon as he challenged the fight. It was the funniest. I was like, oh, because I literally thought he was actually gonna beat up Snowshine for the leader of the pack. No, but he just gets his ass kicked, right? He literally just gets his ass.
I mean,
he literally just get his ass kicked. It was like the funniest scene. I was like, oh, because literally you were thinking that, oh, okay, he's challenging the other dog for leader of the pack. I was like, all right, cool, he got this, right? No, he just gets his ass kicked, and then he gets like a vision or something from a wolf, who's apparently was his ancestor or some shit. I was like, what? I don't think this is ever described in the movie, but apparently, like he gets like a spirit vision from his ancestor, and apparently his ancestor was like this black wolf or whatever, who gives him the energy or the strength to fight. So I was like, oh, it was really weird. It doesn't really get explained. Like he just sees visions. He starts seeing visions of a black wolf or whatever for some reason.
No, it's because it was like I want to say it was because it was his representation of the Call of the Wild. They explained that at the end. I remember that.
Oh, was it? Okay, it was really weird just seeing this spirit on this. I legitimately thought it was a new character being introduced. I legitimately thought it was just another dog that just showed up out of nowhere to attack them. Then I realized, then they're like, oh no, it's his spirit guide. It's his ancestor spirit animal that came out to help him. I was like, oh, okay. That's the thing. Yeah. So then his ancestor spirit shows up, and because of that, he's able to beat up Snowshoe, and become the new leader of the pack.
You're just giving him different names all the time. Oh my god.
I'm giving him a different.
It's all the time.
I'm giving Sprinkler a different name every time I bring him up now, alright?
You even said a different name. That's his original name. God damn it. Oh god. Oh no. Okay, you know what? Every time you say that name, it better be different. I better not hear something similar.
Okay. Alright. Leave Soundwave alone, alright? He's just trying to be a leader of the pack. Yeah, so...
God.
Yeah, so Buck beats up Sugar Plum and becomes leader of the pack, and then I guess at that point he becomes leader. Well, he becomes leader of the dog pack. And and so then Star Wars just leaves the pack. He just like runs away or some shit. So then he just leaves. And so now he's leader of the pack, but he's like, but apparently the guy who so he gets sold to this guy, and the guy's like, all right, all right, Buck, you're not leader of the pack material yet, so we're gonna make this other dog leader of the pack, but all the other dogs like, nah, we don't, we want Buck to be leader of the pack. He's like, oh, okay. So then Buck becomes leader of the pack, and then they start doing snow routes or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume that's what sled dogs were used back then. I seen Balto. I seen Balto once, so I know everything about snow dogs now. I watched Snow Dog once, so I have good knowledge of snow dogs now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll
so then one
that.
day, so to become a delivery, so they become delivery dogs or whatever the fuck, and then one day the government was like, oh hey, so you know your job? Yeah, we don't need your job anymore. We have technology now. We can just email each other now, so you don't need to deliver letters anymore. He's like, oh, okay, I'm out of a job. No, I'm out of a job now. So he so then they get thrown off to a kettle or some
No, not a
place.
cat. I mean, they're just off to the side now.
Yeah,
Off to the
they
side.
just get thrown off to a side. And then one day some rich snobby guy came like, all right, I heard this was the best dog, even though I don't know how he heard about that. So I want this dog. So I want this dog to be my Wait, I think he takes the entire pack, I believe.
No, he does take the entire pack because he's gonna use them to start searching for gold, but he's an asshole and stuff like that. And that's when Harrison Ford's character comes in, right?
Yeah, this is when Harrison Ford's character initially appears earlier, seeing Buck when he arrives in Alabama. He was like, oh, well, what's this dog here? I was like, oh, okay, nice dog. He was like, hi doggy, and then he just leave. That's literally what Harrison Ford character did when we first see him.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, Harrison Ford's character finally shows up in the movie. Like makes a so he no longer makes a cameo. He's like how in JRPG game how he's a guest character that joins you for one mission of the game before becoming a party member later in the game.
Okay.
Harrison Ford's a JRPG character.
God, I didn't expect a day would ever actually come where it's like I would hear you say Harrison Ford is a JRPG character.
Look,
like, not
I need
at
a
all.
title. I need a title for this video.
God, okay, you know what? I don't know, man. You just call it Spats the Wolf or whatever. I don't know.
No,
call it whatever the fuck you want.
No, Harrison Ford's a JRPG character. That's the title.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so then Harrison Ford finally shows up. He's like, hey, you guys are idiots. You guys don't know how to use the sled because apparently the rich people's sled, they don't know how to use a sled. And they're like, oh yeah, your sled is stuck, you idiots. You idiots.
Yeah, because it's stuck in the ice and the tracks and stuff.
Yeah, so
that's why the dogs
don't understand how it got stuck
sled.
in the ice and they just arrived there, but I guess that's a minor thing, I guess. That's a minor thing. Yeah, so they're like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. So then they go search out for like this because apparently in Arkansas, there was during the gold rush there was a lot of gold there. So now there's still gold there. So the rich people came there to be like, oh yeah, we want more gold because we're rich, and rich people need to have gold or wherever the fuck, or wherever the fuck. Yeah, so they go off and go. Then they ride to like this like lake or something. I guess this frozen lake, right? I think this.
No, it's like it's like a river or something like that. And and it's all frozen and shit. I'm just trying to remember how this went.
Yeah,
because
so
I know
like.
No, yeah.
Because I think at this point they try to force the dog across the lake, but then Harrison's Ford character shows up. Fuck, what's his character's name? John Thornton? I'm just gonna call him John. I'm just gonna call him.
Yeah, like Thornton.
Yeah. Yeah. So the rich people are trying to get across the lake, But Harrison Ford shows up again. He's like, "Oh, hey, if you guys go to that river, you guys are gonna die or some shit because the river can't support your the ice can't support your weight, and they don't listen to him, or whatever, I believe."
Mm-hmm.
And then all right. Then what the fuck else happens after that?
I mean, no, like he's like I know he takes Buck with him, but then he takes the rest of the dogs and stuff like that.
Mm,
And I know they go back. You had this bonding moment with Buck and Thornton basically over whatever. What do you call it? They're at the cabin and stuff. You know, he takes care of him as he's recovering.
And a running gag.
I know.
Not a running gag, but like a running thing. In terms of movies, that is Harrison Ford is just trying to get drunk, but Buck won't. I think it's secretly because Harrison Ford wanted to get drunk on set filming this movie. I think it's supposed to be an analogy. I think it's supposed to be an analogy. Harrison Ford. Yeah, that how Harrison Ford actually wanted to get drunk on set while filming this movie.
God damn it, man.
But
I know, like, he like the dog is recovering at this point. I know Thornton goes to the bar. You know, he's just trying to have a drink and stuff. And I know what was the evil guy's name?
Evil guy. Rich guy.
The rich dickhead.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I don't borrow the for this.
Let me look it up. Yeah, his name is Hal.
Oh wow, what a weak villain's name.
Yeah, and so anyway, Thornton is attacked by Hal. And then you learn from Hal that the dogs basically ran away from him, and then basically he ends up getting like all his stuff gets swept up by the river or lake or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like this is all your fault. I was like, dude, you're the one who's treating dogs like shit.
He believes that John is like hiding the gold from him. He's like, oh,
that's later.
Is.
No, that's later. But like, yeah, because this is like we had this moment where Buck kind of attacks Hal for for Hal attacking Thornton or John, I mean.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, yeah, this guy's a dick, just kick him out of town. So they kind of do. And then they go back to their cabin. Then you get like, you get this whole scene where John is talking about his dead son and stuff, and that he has a wife that he kind of left behind because they couldn't take the grief of losing their son, and then that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I know that at one point he starts to get a bit more optimistic with life because of Buck, and then so he decides to go beyond the map that he had of the area, so they can they can live free in the wild or whatever. And so they go off, and then they go off into the wild, and I know Hal is like, I guess he's looking to like hurt him again for the humiliation, everything else.
Yeah.
Because he just can't get over the fact that everything was his fault anyway, and so then he goes there. He finds the map, but he finds the line that was drawn on it, and so he figures, oh, that must mean they have gold, and so he starts hunting them.
The worst part is that doesn't make any sense in a way. The way the map was drawn.
Yeah, but it's like at this point, this guy is just kind of like lost it, dude. This guy lost it.
Yeah, but the problem is he drew maps, right? Maps are used to represent location, right? But if you draw at a border on the map, where are you drawing to? So that area where they drew the line, it literally could mean anywhere at that point. So that was one of my problems with that movie. Like so for John and Buck, right? So for John and Buck, they were just going out. They didn't care. They were just like, hey Lama, we're gonna go to the wall, right? So we'll just go anywhere, right? But fucking Hal, the quote unquote villain of this movie, was like, oh, they're here. They went through like he doesn't know. There's no reference of anything because maps are supposed to use that reference point.
You're just wondering how he found them, even though the map just like basically doesn't make sense because it's off the map, and so you're like, oh, they're there, but where is there since it's not charted? That kind of thing.
Yeah. I was so confused. I was like for John and Buck, it makes sense because they're just going, hey Lamo, we're going to the wild, right? And so it doesn't matter where we go. With the journey is the end or whatever the fuck. Right, but Hal's like, oh, they're here. This is where the X is. I know where that is. Like, you don't know, you don't.
I'm pretty sure he just followed the river. He just followed the river, dude.
I thought he got a second map for some reason.
No, because the thing is, like, what they did when they were drawing the line was that it was basically following the river off the map, And so it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, that's simple. Just follow the river. And so I guess he
Oh,
thought,
that.
oh, I'll follow the river and I'll find them eventually.
Oh, okay, okay,
That
that
kind
makes
of
more
thing.
sense then. I was so confused when he followed the river line. I mean, when he not followed the river, he followed the map line. I was like, wait, how's he gonna find it? That doesn't help. That doesn't help you in any sense. Okay, glad we cleared up that plot point. I was so confused by that when I was watching this movie. It made no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
All right. Mm-hmm.
so then John and Buck goes to the river. Gold lives in the Gold. I guess they go. I guess they don't
I
live.
mean,
They just hang out.
they hang out. They find like an abandoned cabin and stuff, and then they
Yeah,
just
a
kind of
convenient
bond
abandoned
over.
cabinet in the wild.
Yeah, they bond over fishing and gold panning.
Yeah, yeah. then then
Um.
and then at one point there's like this stupid visual joke when John was looking for gold. So he does that old gold
Oh
technique
God.
where
Uh-huh.
you do the pan or whatever into the water, and then you just rattle the pan until you get the gold or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
he kept getting like all these small bits of gold, and then at one point I mean not John, Buck literally just grabs into the river, and he gets like this giant lump of gold.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I remember that. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, but
oh,
hey,
just find
that okay.
help me find some gold.
Look, as weird as this movie was, that got a laugh at me. I was like, okay. I'll give it that. I'll give it that for that joke. All
Mm-hmm.
right,
It
all
was a
right,
good joke.
right. Yeah. So okay, yeah. Then there was that visual gag, that
Uh-huh.
little joke that they did. Yeah. So that's it. So then they start bonding over the wild, bonding more in the
Yeah.
wild, and then at some point they discover wolves, or Buck discover wolves or something. He's like, I'm gonna bang that wolf.
Yeah. He's there's like a female white wolf, and he's like, man, hot. It's basically
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
basically what goes
But
on. They hang out. They
and then
hang out. They have dates.
there's also like this other random subplot in this movie. I wouldn't really call it a subplot, like this random thing where apparently there's like a grizzly bear that's blocking them from going
Oh,
further into
I
the
mean,
wild. So that's a thing.
that's just a visual thing. He's not
Yeah. So
quite coming to his own. He's not quite coming to his own yet. On being
yeah.
like the animal that he wants to be yet. That kind of thing. That's kind of why the
hmm
bear is there.
Oh.
But we can talk
So
about the themes and stuff about this later.
yeah. So pretty much of that. Then at this point they're just at the wild doing their wild stuff, and then at this point finally Hal finally shows up again in this movie. He's like, oh, I found you guys. I magically found you guys in this cabinet.
Mm-hmm. And
And
I know
then
he like Hal shoots Thornton, right? Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
yeah,
I remember
and
that
and
because he's
the
like,
and the cabinet gets
give me
set
the
on
gold.
fire.
The cabin's set on fire because there's a fight. Then they're out of the cabin. The cabin's on fire. Hal shoots John, and then Buck comes in and then sees that John's in trouble, and so basically Buck comes in, kills Hal, pushing him into the cabin, which is on fire and stuff, and so it just all collapses right on Hal. And then you get this last moment between John and Buck, and then John is saying that he has to live for himself, and then that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you get it's a sad moment, but it's like the next morning. You get Buck, who's kind of he had those final moments with John, bleh. And
hmm
then he kind of returns to the wild, and then he kind of
hmm
basically has kids with the white wolf, and he
hmm
becomes a pack leader, and then
Yeah.
he kind of then you get this like ending monologue where Buck or John is talking about how Buck came from spoiled to like a sled dog to basically finally embracing the call of the wild,
Call
and then
the
the movie kind
wild.
of ends there.
Fucking awkward line. I was like, oh, that's just a shoehorn way to fill in the title.
I
Yep.
mean, it's a monologue. You got to close it
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
somehow. They were having a monologue in
Yeah.
the beginning too. I mean, to be honest, this movie isn't bad. I actually
hmm
like the movie, although
hmm
unfortunately it didn't do well. But then again, I can understand why probably some people would be put off by it, because while like the story is fine, I like the story fine as it is. Like it has a bit of cheese in it, but you know it's a kids movie, which is and it's allowed. But it's like it's enough for you there. Yeah, it's enough there for you that it's not like all cheese or it's not all sappy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit on the cartoon side. It feel like at moments it felt like a Balto movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
With how it's like it has like, you know, those serious moments, but you know they also have these little moments for the kids and stuff, and then but I can understand why some people are
kids love dogs.
Yeah, kids love dogs, but the real big thing that's kind of odd about it, other than the cheese and stuff, as I call it, is the CGI, because literally every animal in that movie is just pure CGI. There are no real animals in this movie. It was very odd. Yeah, because it's like it's you notice it everywhere. It's really noticeable that there's CGI.
The worst was I thought it was gonna be like one of those where they blend real animals and CG animals, right? Because obviously you can't get a dog to do every scene you want to do. So there are scenes you have to CG. Like, so I thought it was gonna be like that. I thought there would be like natural scenes with the dogs, like scenes with the dogs running around. Like, oh yeah, they could just use real dogs for that scene. You know, I guess to make it easier to get
for the sledding or something at some moments. Like, but I know like for the scene, like
literally every scene in this movie except for the dog fighting, right? Because you can't have real dogs fight each other.
Yeah, you can't have real dogs fight.
Don't film real dogs fighting each other. By the way, that's a light pro tip. By the way.
God, dude.
Light pro tip. Don't film dogs fighting each other.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of CGI, and so it's all spread out, and it's like. It's all you ever notice with the animals that they're CGI, and it can be a little off-putting for you. But like, I mean, for me, I'm like the thing is because Buck is the main character, because like I know it has Harrison Ford in there, and he does become an important character later on. It's basically a story about Buck and how he basically goes from, you know, basically if we're gonna talk about with a human analogy, from a spoiled rich kid to like, you know, like a man who is like strong and confident in and of himself, you know. Mm-hmm. At the end of it all, you know, learning to, you know, accept that this is who he is now, and that he's no longer this kind of person, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's basically how the movie is. Buck is the main character, but it's like you see so much of him. Like for me, at least, I was like, I just kind of got over it real quick after after that became apparent, and so like, you know, it's like, yeah, it's fine, I guess. Just accept that they're all CGI, and then you'll be fine with the movie, because there is a good story there.
Yeah, like it's there's nothing really wrong with the story, right? It was just it's a fine story.
I mean, at least at least in so far as I've only watched this movie, and I know there's a book, and apparently there were other iterations of this film beforehand. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen those, and I have not read the book, so I cannot say if the book is probably better or not. Mm-hmm. But I do say that as the movie on its own, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a fine story. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with this story. This is one of my main complaints. Well, I had two main complaints. The one I've already brought up was the whole map subplot. Because that map subplot really pissed me off, because it made no sense to me how I found them.
So.
Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. All right. I'm glad you explained. Now it makes sense to me how that happened. All right. And then the CG, like I said, the CG in this movie was really weird. There was like so many shots where it could have. I don't know why they didn't want to get a real dog. I guess it's because there's a bunch of legal stuff you have to go through when you get. Obviously, there's a whole lot of legal stuff you have to go through when you get an animal on set. So I guess that's probably the reason why they didn't want to get it.
It's probably because a lot of the scenes put like in the movie put the dogs in peril. Because I know there's a scene. Remember in the scene when I don't remember her name, but I think her name was Francois or something like that.
Oh, the Karen Gillan's character.
Yeah, right. Or is it Mercedes? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember. No. We're talking about Carrie G's character, yeah?
Yeah, her.
Yeah. Her name was she was Francois. I think that's how you pronounce the name.
Mhm.
And so like there's a scene where she like where she's they have to cross like a frozen lake or a river. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was, but
Mhm.
the ice cracks and so she falls under and so she's stuck under the ice and then you got Buck who charges in, goes under the water and rescues her, right?
Yeah.
But that's like that's like a dangerous scene, I guess. And I
Yeah.
guess it was like, you know, understandable why you might CGI a dog there. There's also the dog fight, which again, you know, you wouldn't want to do with
Yeah.
actual animals.
Yeah. Don't film an actual animal fight each other.
Yeah. There's also the avalanche scene where you know there's the snow all falling down and then you know we get that moment when Buck is like, you know, following his spiritual guide and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's a lot of scenes in there I guess could put like, I mean, it's not real avalanche obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't see how you could I mean, you could probably use a real animal, but I wouldn't know the logistics of actually doing that. So that's probably why they went to CGI in the first place.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, you know, just make every animal CGI, and then
Yeah,
you just kind of notice it.
But like pretty much for like the basic scenes, like the scenes where they're not doing action, where they're just like hanging around like in the cabins and stuff. Like all those scenes obviously could have been a real life animal, but I guess it was just. Yeah, but I guess it was just cheaper throughout the entire movie just to CG everything. I don't. Right, I guess at that point I was like, we already. Like, I guess the studio's gave us a discount and we just keep using CG at this point.
I mean, to be honest, I do think that if you do get an actual animal and then you start doing CGI, that would be even more off-putting. Because then you would really actually notice it like a lot all the time whenever they stay still and then whenever they go into the action. So that's probably also why they decided to just, you know, go all CGI for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, for me, the CGI was something you can get over real quick, and then, you know, you just kind of accept the fact and you go through the rest of the story. Because they have those they like, for the most part, honestly, it's fine. It's just like, you know, they have some nice story beats to it, like, you know, I know there's this one moment where well, actually, this will also be a thing for why you would use CGI too. But like, there's like this this, I don't know what you call it, like a mallet or something. I don't know. It's like this stick that they used to beat the dogs in some scenes.
A baton.
Yeah, a baton. A baton.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just the word escaped me. But like, they had this baton, and so like in the beginning when he was kidnapped, and Buck does try to escape, and he's a big dog, but like this guy has a baton and he just smacks him in the neck or something, and it's just like, he really hurts the dog. You can tell, and so it's like, that's like a thing that puts him down. So again, for CGI, I can understand why that would be done.
Yeah.
And then you get a later scene where Hal kind of like has the baton and like is like, oh, he's talking to the dog. It's like, oh yeah, you know what this is. Like, you better, like, you know, step the fuck down. But then, you know, we're at this moment where Buck kind of like, after, you know, spending time in the wild, he's like, oh yeah, I don't have to be afraid of this baton anymore. And, you know, he just bites at it and then, you know, defeats Hal that way. But
yeah.
You get nice story beats like that. Like, I know you were talking about the grizzly thing, right?
Yeah.
Like there's that moment where, you know, Buck is in the wild, but he's not actually, you know, comfortable with himself yet, and so he's trying to learn. He's still learning how to be, you know, confident in himself and stuff. And then, you know, the grizzly's like, hey, fuck off, dude. And then, you know, he's like, okay, sure.
This is my area. This is I own the woods.
Then later on. And then later on, you get a scene with Buck. You know, he has his family with him now, but at this point, he faces fears, like with the baton, and so he faces the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear says, "Fuck off!" It's like, and then he's like, "No, you fuck off!" It's like, "Oh shit! Oh fuck!"
By the way, real life, Buck would have lost that fight, even if he found his animal spirit.
No. I mean, okay, awesome. I'm gonna explain to you some animal lore, okay?
Okay, animal lore.
I'm gonna break some animal lore to you, okay? For some bears, not all bears, but I think like for a grizzly bear, I could be wrong on this. I don't know if it was this bear or another bear, but like if like a grizzly bear will act aggressive and is like, stay the fuck away from me, right? Now, if it's not protecting, like if it's not a matter of desperate survival, like it's fucking hungry as shit, or if it's like protecting a family, And if you okay, so it's like it's alone, it's whatever, and then it's making a move on you. And if you try to act big and you try to make as loud noise as possible, it will back off. Mainly because it's like, okay, I don't want to get into a fight because if I get injured, that could fuck me up real later, even if I do win said fight. So it's just a lack of like, they're not looking for a conflict. They're just intimidating you so that the conflict doesn't happen. But if you go up to a bear. Now I'm not saying this works for every bear. I think it might be only for grizzlies.
Are you saying we should just fight a bear and aggress it?
No, Austin. We're not gonna go out hiking, okay? We're not gonna do that and find a bear and just try to test the theory, okay?
Be like, hey, yo, bear, this is our woods now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why I can believe that with him just basically just growling at the bear in turn would be like, okay, shit, fine, I'll back off.
Because they're not I assume the reason was the bear was there because he was dealing with a pack of animals now. That's why.
God, dude. I mean, the thing is, it's only like you only get like, I think it was only Buck, his mate, the white wolf, and then his children.
The rest of the pack was there. No, it was the entire pack.
Right.
It was at this point.
Too.
It was at this point. It was the entire pack of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been a bit since I've seen the movie, so.
Oh, okay.
It's fine, but. They have an easy to follow story, and so it's like you can follow it, you can enjoy it, even if it gets a bit of cheese, you get a bit of cheese on it. It's a little sappy, but it's fine. That's again,
I saw nothing wrong with this movie. It was like it's a decent movie. You put it on, you're like like in the end you feel like all right, that was a good story.
Yeah, especially with like Harrison. Like with Harrison Ford, like his acting wasn't bad here at all. It's mostly reactive, but it's like it works, for the most part with the movie. And it's like you get that he does the whole old grizzled old man thing very well now at this point.
Yeah. He wants you to get off his plane.
But anyway, okay, Austin. But yeah, he does his acting well, and his narration actually works with the movie, so it's fine. And it does help. His acting does help to give Buck some life as a character, because they kind of play off each other well. Even though it's CGI mostly that he's probably reacting to, and he's only reacting to a person like that's actually a stand-in, but it's whatever.
You think he's got a person in a dog costume to be the stand-in for all the scenes?
No. I don't know if he was in a dog costume, but they did have an actor, a stunt coordinator who did stand in for the CGI of Buck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was he in a green suit or whatever?
What?
Was he in a green suit or something?
No, I don't know. He stood in. Okay, he may have been in a CGI suit. But they got the model scanned after an adopted dog that they got. All right.
Oh wait. So was there was there a person or a dog that was in the stand-in?
No, they have it's a person who is a stand-in, but the model for a Buck is taken after a dog, like an actual adopted dog they got.
That's pretty fun. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Just imagine a guy. I just imagine a guy just having to sit like a dog from Harrison Ford, and Harrison just has to be acting in front of this guy. He's like. Has to be acting in front of this guy who's just on all fours just sitting there. He's like you think Harrison Ford actually just wanted to be drunk?
That's probably, I mean, first of all, that's kind of what acting would dictate, Austin. But he would have been acting with an actual person there. Because honestly, if you remember the scene where when Buck takes the whiskey bottle away from Harrison Ford. And then, he hides it somewhere or something. I think he sits on it. And then Harrison Ford is trying to push Buck, And then he's trying to push Buck away to get at the bottle, but then he just gives up later on. Like, that's probably when you had the actual, that's when you probably had the stand-in, actually being there for him to push against. That's probably one of those moments.
Yeah. What is that? I don't know. I just think, did you ever see that show, Wilfred? Fuck, what was that show? It was a show with Elijah Wood.
No, I know what you're talking about. I have not seen the whole thing. I've seen like an episode or two. I've been meaning to watch the whole thing because it looks good.
Yeah, but you know what the premise of that show is? It's just Elijah.
Oh my god! Are you saying it's just gonna be like the stand-in for the character was actually a guy in a dog suit?
Yes.
Is this what you're telling me?
Yes.
It's like the guy in Wilfred, but it just happens to be green with like all the little like the white little dots on the body.
Yeah.
And then it's just a guy in a dog suit just sitting there.
Yes. That's what I thought it was.
Oh my god.
We're gonna end it there. We're ending. You have any last words? Because we're ending. That's what we're ending on. We're ending on with this.
Oh god. Okay, look, rating 8 out of 10 because I did fairly enjoy it, even if the CGI could be a little off-putting at first. It's fine.
I give it a 7.
It's a good movie. I do say you can watch it. Should watch it. Give it a watch.
Yeah.
Maybe buy the DVD, not a Blu-ray, but a DVD.
I'm okay.
But those are my oh my god. Look, we're not ending it on that, okay? We are not ending it on that dog suit.
Do you have fun? Do you guys want to end with that?
Look, man, I don't know, okay?
Okay, good.
I'm just saying we're not ending it there. No, we're not. No.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time as we enter the Dark Phoenix.
Okay, this time we'll actually talk about the Dark Phoenix.
This time we'll actually enter the dark. Hey, William, do you know what this is called in storytelling? Foreshadowing.
It's not foreshadowing. Oh my god. Awesome. No.
William, just like the Invisible Man, this is foreshadowing.
Oh my god. All right. No,
I mean, not the Invisible Man, the Mummy.
Oh my
just
god.
like the Mummy, this is foreshadowing. All right, thanks for listening. Kate, thanks. Bye.
Mm-hmm.